Hi, Savannah. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving holiday. I was reading your reflection on your field work. I thought you had a lot of interesting comment. It looks like you learned a lot. I think we all did. I think it was a great experience all around. I do get what you were meaning about feeling useful and not in the way in your field work. This time around, for me, I felt extremely helpful to Miss Linfield. I feel like you felt that way with Miss Bedwell as well. I think some people and some teachers just have a way of making you feel more comfortable and being more accepting to you helping out. I know last year when I was in Miss Mundy's high school class, it was completely different. I felt like I was always having to push myself on to helping out. And she was always telling me that I could leave early, that I didn't have to stay the whole time. Although I really wanted to because I was wanting to get the most out of my field work. Um, the other point I was going to make is, oh yeah, for me, since it wasn't a problem for me to be helpful, I was actually able to put in more than my minimum of 30 hours. I try to work into the schedule where it would be the less disturbing. So I came at the beginning of the school day, or I came after lunch and stayed until the end of day, or left at lunch, all depending on how the schedule was working. And that seems to work quite well for me this time. The other interesting thing I thought that you mentioned was that Miss Bedwell is a problem solving teacher. I wonder how effective that is and how it does help change the students' behavior. I have never heard of a tactic like that, but I kind of like it. I think some people are just better at helping some students with their behavior, and they're just better problem solver altogether. Um, the holiday was also an issue for me. I had to go twice in the same week because this week all of the Collier schools were closed, so there was no opportunity for me to go. So last week I went student taught on Monday, and I also student taught on Friday, and I worked all week. So I have to say, by the end of Friday and the chaoticness of that particular day, because the kids were all wind up because of the holiday coming up and all these days off, um, I was quite exhausted. So I'm assuming you were feeling the same way. I also wanted to stay in touch with my mentor, like you. I thought it was great. I thought that we made a great connection, not just as a learner and a mentor, but as two women working in the same environment. We connected really well. She felt like I taught her a lot about clay because that is not her field of expertise, more mine. And I felt like I learned a lot from her. So in reality, I felt like we shared our knowledge quite well. I also introduced her to my mentor for clay, Renee Ryan. She's like the local clay god around here, and I wanted to be sure that Miss Linfield got to meet her. And I would like for her to get more involved with the clay group here in town because we're all kind of a family and we're all clay friends. And I think it'd be great if we could stay in contact doing that together. It would give her an avenue to learn more for teaching some more elaborate clay class in her classes, and it would also help me learn from her some more. So anyway, overall, I think you had a great reflection, and it looks like you had an awesome time. So good luck with your studies and your future job. I'm sure you'll do well. I think that's one thing at the academy. We all have been very well trained to take on the challenge as being teacher. Good luck to you.